What started off with 32 contestants is now down to the final 8. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the old Yakima Valley Speedway, as we here at the Funkhauser Diecast Racing League are proud to bring you the Midnight Club Tournament, sponsored by Merch by Megan, and it's time for the semi-final round.
Ooh, and I know the rest of you race fans are like me. You've been dying to figure out who's going to be moving on to the final round. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out.
That's right, Ricky, so without further ado, let's move on to these driver introductions. Starting us off, he dominated round 2 with a total of 17 points and 2 wins. Driving his 2019 Ford Mustang for G-Force Racing, it's Georgio. Up next in round 2, he bull rushed his way through the competition, putting down a total of 16 points and 1 win. For Live Young Diecast, it's Lone Star. Up next in the third place spot, putting down a total of 14 points with 1 win in round 2, driving his 1963 Chevy Corvette Stingray, it's Mr. Variat. And finally, although he had 1 DNF in round 2, you could still say he was the most chilled driver on the track, putting down a total of 13 points. For Polk County Diecast, it's Iceman.
And now that the driver introductions out of the way, we can now look at the scoreboard, and there you have a big surprise. That's right, instead of just putting 4 races down for the semifinal rounds, we have a total of 8.
That's right, race fans. You've asked for more racing, so more racing you get. And it's time for the semifinals, race 1.
Woo, and would you look at that jump Georgio just got as he is leaving the competition already behind.
That 5.0 Mustang is just flexing all of his muscles as he is continuing to pull away from the other drivers, as Georgio is already down in the turn 3, down this super stretch, heading into turn 4, and Georgio is going to easily take race 1.
Lone Star takes second place spot, followed by Mr. Variat, and then Iceman brings up the rear.
And after that performance, we're definitely going to have to take a look at that track time as, woo, would you look at that, a 16.687 track time.
As we go back and watch the first Merch by Megan replay camera of the night, there you see Georgio just pulling away from the competition. As we go and check out the turn 3 camera, here you see the battle taking place behind him.
Like you said, Ricky, there you see Mr. Variant trying his best to get underneath Lone Star, but Lone Star puts a block on him as Iceman tries his best to get around both of them as well.
And of course, while all this is going on, Georgio has a comfortable lead as he comes down the finish line with no trouble.
Meanwhile, just behind him, Lone Star, Variant, and Iceman are all over the track fighting for positions for those much-needed points.
Now let's go back and watch the turn 3 camera as we watch something that won't surprise anybody. As that Mustang comes out of turn 3, it slams the outside retaining wall as the 2 left side tires come off the ground. As he goes down the super stretch right in front of the stands, he hits the wall one more time as all 4 tires came off the ground and every butt in the stand collectively puckered.
Oh, come on, Ricky. Seriously, that's...
Hey, don't be hating. Crowd killer's gonna do it. Crowd killers do.
And would you stop it with the Mustang jokes? Nobody's even been hurt yet.
But therein lies the key word there, Funk. Nobody's been hurt yet.
Oh, would you just give up on that and pay attention to the racing? Which, by the way, the cars are back up to the starting grid as it's time for the semifinals, race 2.
As they go down the backstretch into turn 1, it's a tight race between Lone Star and Iceman. Here comes Iceman with a great move down the turn 2.
Iceman with lead as they go through the chicane, as there you see Lone Star with a rear bumper full of Georgio as they come out turn 3. Oh, Lone Star gets turned sideways. Georgio slams into him as Iceman comes across the line first, as Mr. Variant makes it past the carnage, as there you see Lone Star and Georgio at the exit of turn 4.
Woo, talking about some major rubbing in race 2, as there you see Iceman putting out a track time of 17.290 seconds.
And as we pan over over and check out the aftermath of all that rubbing. There you see Lone Star being checked out by the emergency crews, as well as Georgio, who's upside down trying to be flipped over as he's being checked out by EMS. Now let's go back and check out the Merch by Meekin replay camera and see exactly what just happened with this incident.
Of course, as we see Iceman, they're taking a nice lead. There you see Lone Star with a rear bumper just full of Georgio.
As they go through the chicane, Lone Star is basically being pushed by Georgio, heading down into turn 3. As there you see Variat trying his best to figure out how to get around these two.
Well, as he's trying to figure that out, there you see Georgio gives Lone Star one heck of a shove as it causes his car to turn sideways. As they head down the super stretch, there you see Variat trying to go high as they go down the turn 4, but he slams right into the back of Georgio as this pushes both him and Lone Star into the tire barrier. As there you see Georgio goes up on his roof.
Now let me go ahead and save your breath, Ricky, as I'm going to say we're going to go back one more time and watch this. As here you see Iceman coming out of the turn right behind him. There you see Lone Star, Georgio, and Variat coming out of turn 4 as both drivers slam right into the inside tire barrier, as that causes Georgio to flip up onto his roof, and Lone Star gets turned sideways as Mr. Variat is able to escape and come away with that second place finish.
And what a save that was for Mr. Variat, able to get himself around those two cars as he was poised to have a 4th place finish, but came up with that 2nd place spot.
And with that 2nd place finish, he's able to move up and tie for the 1st place spot with Iceman, as they both sit on top of the board with 7 points.
And would you look at that, bro? Both sitting there at the front of the pack as it's time for race 3.
As they come out the gate and down the backstretch, that 350Z of Iceman just got a great jump as he is pulling away from the other drivers.
Oh, but Mr. Variat's starting to catch some ground as there you see Georgio right there on his bumper.
Oh, Variat gets loose, gets pushed into the wall by Georgio as he tries to make a move in turn 3. As here you see Iceman just pulls away. He's going to take race 3 as Georgio is able to make the passes. He's going to come in 2nd as we have a close finish for that 3rd place spot.
I'll tell you what, these drivers are just leaving it all out there on that track. They ain't giving up a single inch, and they are just pushing each other out of the way to get to the final round.
Well, speaking of pushing each other around, there's going to be a lot of pushing in this replay, as there you see Georgio right on Mr. Variat's bumper. As Variat gets loose, he gets slammed right into the inside retaining wall. Georgio tries to go above him, but Mr. Variat puts one more block on him.
As we switch at the angle, there you see them going down the super stretch. As there you see Variat once again putting a blocking move on Georgio as they head down the turn 4.
And as they go down into the turn, there you see Georgio going high as he pushes Mr. Variat down to the bottom of the track as he returns a favor from the previous race as he slams Mr. Variat into the tire barrier at the entrance of pit road, as Georgio's going to come across the line in first. As the other two drivers come down to the line, it's going to be extremely close, but it looks like Lone Star just barely beats out Mr. Variat for that 3rd place spot.
Well, I'll tell you what, they keep racing like this, there probably ain't going to be nothing left in their cars if they even make it to the final round.
That being said, let's check out the scoreboard one more time, as there you see Iceman sitting on the top of the board with 12 points, as we have a tie for 2nd place between Georgio and Mr. Variat with 9 points, and at the back of the pack with 7 points, it's going to be Lone Star, as it's time for the semifinals, race 4.
It's the last race before they invert the pack, and there you see Team Muscle just taking off side by side into turn 1.
As they go through the S-turns, Georgio makes a break for it as he just pulls away through turn 2. He's all alone as he goes down through the chicane into turn 3.
Let's see if that Mustang can keep all 4 wheels on the track. As he comes down the final stretch, it's going to be Georgio coming in first.
Right behind him, it's going to be Iceman, followed by Mr. Variat, and it's going to be Lone Star bringing up the rear.
Holy cow, would you once again look at that track time put by Georgio at 16.794 seconds.
Once again, Georgio is showing his raw power, as there you see him just pulling away from the other drivers down in the turn 3. As they come out of the turn, there you see Mr. Variat slams the outside retaining wall, losing control of his car. As there you see Iceman pushing him once again as he gets turned backwards as they head down the super stretch going in the turn 4.
As they come around at turn 4, there you see Iceman clears Variat for that 2nd place spot. As they go down the super stretch, Variat turned backwards as he's able to hold off Lone Star for that 3rd place finish, as Lone Star has to once again set up for that 4th place spot.
As we update the leaderboard after 4 races, there you see still sitting at the top of the board with 16 points, it's Iceman. In 2nd place with a total of 14 points, it's Georgio. In 3rd place spot with a total of 12 points, it's Mr. Variat. And at the back of the pack with 9 points, it's going to be Lone Star. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a few minutes with 4 more races.
The following announcement has been brought to you by the Cousin Ricky Order.
That's right, Cousin Ricky fans. You've been asking, and here they are. It's the all-new line of Cousin Ricky t-shirts, straight from Merch by Meekin. And to go along with every single t-shirt sale, you also get the brand new CRO Cousin Ricky Order stickers. And speaking of Cousin Ricky Order shirts, they're available in multiple sizes, so be sure to go to merchbymeekin.com and order yours today. Oh, and just like how I've hijacked Funkhauser's channel, I've also hijacked the prices on his merchandise, as all shirts are now on sale for $19.99. So be sure to go to merchbymeekin.com, on Facebook, or call and order yours today when I still have control.
The preceding announcement has been brought to you by the Cousin Ricky Order.
All right, race fans, we are back, and we all know what you're here for, and that's to find out who will be our first two drivers moving on to the final round of the Midnight Club Tournament, sponsored by Merch by Meekin.
But before we go back to the racing action, let's check out the drivers down here on the pit road, making their final adjustments before going back up to the racing surface.
And before we officially go back to the racing action, we're going to recap this leaderboard one more time, as there you see Iceman sitting on top of the board with 16 points, followed by Georgio with 14. In the third place spot, it's going to be Mr. Variat with 12, and then you're going to have Lone Star, who's going to have to work hard to get back into this competition, as he has 9 points. As it's time for race 5, which is now underway.
Of course, as you can see, the cars have been inverted from their original starting order, as there you see Iceman with a commanding lead as he heads down the DS turns, going down into turn 2.
Variat with a huge shove from Georgio is right there along Iceman's head down to turn 3. Oh, they're slamming doors, but Iceman's able to hang on to it. Now you have Georgio and Variat here colliding. As they come down to the final stretch, it's going to be Iceman coming in first, as we have a very close call for that second place finish.
Man, I'll tell you what, Variat and Georgio must have some kind of grudge, because they have been all over each other this entire event.
I don't know if something has carried over from round 2 or if it's just the classic Chevy versus Ford rivalry, but like you said, Ricky, they just keep going at it.
Let's watch them as they come out of the chicane, heading down to turn 3. Iceman and Variat door to door as Iceman goes high and slams Variat into the outside retaining wall.
Iceman with that block as he secures the lead. Let's watch the cars coming out of turn 3, as there you see Variat and Georgio there together. Lone Star, he gets spun around as Iceman just continues to pull away. As we check him down here in turn 4, you see Variat comes out of the turn, he hits the outside retaining wall. Giorgio pushes him into the inside retaining wall, and they're door to door coming down to the line, but Variat is able to hold him off right there at the last second as they come across the line.
Now let's switch it up to the overhead camera, as there you see Iceman coming across the line at first, as there you see Variat and Giorgio door to door coming down to the line, as Variat is able to hold him off and hang on to that second place finish.
Like you said in the past, Ricky, if they keep fighting like this, they're not going to have any cars left to move on to the final round. As we update the leaderboard one more time, there you see Iceman sitting on top still with 21 points, followed by Giorgio with 17. Just behind him, it's going to be Mr. Variat with 16, and there you see Lone Star sitting at the back with 11.
And of course, to make this rivalry even more exciting, there you see Giorgio and Mr. Variat sitting at the top, as it's time for race 6.
And as they go off and down on the turn 1, there you see Giorgio with the lead, as Variat is trying his best to hang with him, as Iceman is there in the third place spot.
Ah, who we kidding? This isn't even close. Giorgio has pulled away as he just let all those ponies heading down to the final stretch.
Oh, trouble on the super stretch. Iceman is just completely wiped out, as there you see Giorgio coming across the line in first, followed by Mr. Variat, and then Lone Star coming in third.
No, and that did not look good either, as we check out that track time put down by Giorgio, 16.987 seconds. Here you see Iceman being checked in by the emergency crews as his car is upside down at the bottom of the super stretch.
Iceman went for one heck of a ride, as we have the emergency crews down there checking on him, trying to get his car flipped over and make sure he's okay. In the meantime, let's check out the Merch by Meekin replay camera, as here you see Giorgio just pulling away from the competition. As you keep your eyes on the top right-hand corner of the screen, there you will see Iceman coming into the screen as his car is rolling over and flying off the track.
We'll slow it down and zoom in for you one more time, as there you see at the top right-hand corner of the screen, Iceman's car just flying all over the place as he comes to a halt.
Now let's switch up the angle and check out the turn 3 camera, as here you see Giorgio and Variat clearing turn 3 with no problem, but Iceman brushes that outside retaining wall, causing his car to lose control, and he can't regain it as he goes down the super stretch before he gets slammed by Lone Star, causing his car to go up and over and land hard on its roof outside of the track.
And with that DNF, we have one heck of a shakeup in the leaderboard, as there you see now Giorgio sits at the top with 22 points.
Iceman loses his lead, but he's only behind 1 point as he sits there in second, followed by Mr. Variat in third place with 20 points, and then Lone Star sitting there with 14, as we have 2 races left to go, as it's time for race 7.
As they clear the starting grid heading down the backstretch, it's tight between Giorgio and Lone Star, but Giorgio once again is able to pull away.
Lone Star is trying to hang in there, but once again Giorgio is just showing his dominance as he is pulling away from the competition.
And just behind him, the battle for second place is heating up between Lone Star and Variat, but Giorgio is once again pulling away as he comes across the line first, followed by Lone Star. Then it's going going to be Mr. Variat and then Iceman in the back.
That race definitely has to leave a bittersweet taste in Iceman's mouth, as he has a DNF in the previous race and then a 4th place finish in this one. Let's check out the Merch Miami Beacon replay camera, as there you see Georgio once again with his commanding lead, as just behind him there you see Lone Star and Variat trying to fight for that 2nd place spot.
As they go down to the turn 3, Lone Star just gets a rear view mirror full of Mr. Variat as he tries to miss to get around him, but Variat overdrives it coming out of turn 3 as his car gets spun around heading down the super stretch.
Unfortunately for Iceman, he can't get around Variat as they come down to the line. Georgio takes that 1st place spot, followed by Lone Star, as Mr. Variat is able to hang on to it as he comes across the line backwards, followed by Iceman.
And if you thought things were getting heated up before, let's check out that leaderboard one last time before moving on to the final race.
Heating up is definitely an understatement, as I say things are on fire right now, as we have a tie for the 2nd place spot between Mr. Variat and Iceman.
And it all comes down to this: whoever finishes ahead of the other will be moving on to the finals, as it's time for the semifinals, race 8.
Here they go down the backstretch one final time, as Lone Star has a nice lead heading down into turn 1.
Giorgio right there on his rear bumper, giving him a push down the turn 2, but here goes Iceman challenging for the lead.
Giorgio and Iceman are door-to-door heading down the turn 3. Iceman is able to clear him for the 2nd place spot.
Here they go out of turn 4, one final time, as Lone Star finally gets the win, followed by Iceman. Then it's going to be Giorgio and Mr. Variat bringing up the rear.
Like you said, Ricky, Lone Star finally gets a win after struggling this entire event. As we check out his track time, let's go and check out the Merch by Meekin replay camera, as here you see Iceman challenging for the lead as they come out of turn 2, but he's not able to capitalize, as you see Lone Star just hangs on to it.
Now Iceman and Giorgio are door-to-door heading down the turn 3, but then you see Iceman cuts right in front of Giorgio, securing his 2nd place spot.
And Lone Star probably couldn't be happier with seeing that in his rearview mirror, as he's able to pull away from the competition, as he is all alone coming down to the final stretch, as he's going to come across the line and get his only win of the night.
Now the question is, with the final results, what does the leaderboard look like, and who are our 2 drivers moving on to the finals?
Well, let's pull up that leaderboard one final time as we check out the final scores. In the back of the pack with a total of 23 points, it's Lone Star. In 3rd place with a total of 25 points, it's Mr. Variat. And the 2 drivers moving on to the finals with a total of 27 points, it's Iceman. And your winner of this event with a total of 30 points, it's Giorgio.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your first 2 drivers moving on to the final round. And would you look at that, we have representation by both Team Muscle and Team Tuner.
Right, you are, Ricky, and we have one more group of racers to determine who will be our final 2 drivers moving on to the final round. Until then, as always, race fans, we want to thank you for being a part of the action here today. And if you like the content you've seen, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to share as we bring you more exciting racing action here from the old Yadkin Valley Speedway.
And as always, we don't want to forget our sponsor, Merch by Meekin. Merch by Meekin is your headquarters for all your custom metal die-cast signs and much more. And don't forget about his personal gift ideas too. Merch by Meekin. Gotta love those signs.
That's going to do it for us today, race fans. We'll see you next time for the semifinals, Group 2.
This has been a presentation of the Funkhauser Diecast Racing League.
Let's go.